Hello everyone, it's Jaden for Student Pages. Hope you're all doing well today. Today we are joined by Will Manning. How you doing?
Hello, mate. I'm good. Although I'm envious of your headset. I don't have one, but I feel like I should.
And everyone says it. It's actually my little brother's headset he uses for Fortnite. But Will, so yeah, you've broken into the music industry after, you've been a radio host on Capital for a very long time now. And you've been releasing so much music recently. So if you could just give me a bit of background as to how that all started and how you got into that industry.
Yeah, like you say, I've been on the other side for 18 years. So I guess I've always been envious and always been intrigued as to what the other side of the desk is. I've done what you're doing right now for a long, long, long time. And I guess being a DJ, like I've been a DJ my whole life, right? I've always been playing other people's music out. But I guess I was always curious when I was interviewing other people what it would be like for me to then do that and for me to play my own records out. I guess that has always been the lifelong dream. I just took the plunge. A few people took a chance on me and I just went for it. And I kind of implied the same mentality that I applied with my dreams of being on the radio. And I've just sort of had this self-belief, this persistence, this hustle, this deep ambition to make it happen. And I've been super, super lucky. It's like, I'm super new to the other side of it, but what I've achieved, I guess, in such a short space of time, I'm so lucky and grateful for. I feel like I'm only just getting started. So yeah, it's really exciting, and finally getting to see what it's like to be on the other side is something that I'm now like really keen to be a part of. I love straddling both. It's fun.
Yeah, that explanation makes so much sense, to be honest, because I was having a look at your Spotify, obviously, looking into the kind of music that you make. And yeah, you're getting really good streams so quickly to say how short time you've actually been doing the music. So I imagine a lot of the people listening already know who you were from the radio, I'd assume.
Yeah, I guess there's people there already that know me as the guy that talks to their favorite artists on the radio and, whatever, gets home with me and stuff. But I think from what I've seen, reading DMs, that I'm getting new, I guess I hate the word fans, but fans along the way, people that are discovering me through their algorithm on Spotify or Apple or whatever it is. I'm being added to playlists and they're being recommended me. People who have no idea who I am outside of the UK, because I can see where people are listening. Like the second biggest country that people are listening to me to in is the US.
Oh, right.
Nobody's ever heard me on America out there, but my daily streams are like pretty good for a guy who's completely unknown outside of the UK. So I'm bringing new people in, which is, I guess, the main aim, because yeah, you might know me as a guy on the radio, but obviously I really want to be starting to create a name for myself in the music industry as an artist. So the more people we can get worldwide and in the UK listening to my music, the better. So yeah, like you say, I'm really, really grateful for the start already. It's satisfying for sure.
Yeah, it must be awesome as well, like you say, having that synergy between people who do know you from this thing, but also completely new faces where it's like, oh, you genuinely just like this because it's good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's exactly
because it's unbiased then.
Correct. And it means the record is doing the work. It's not me. It's not my connection to any of other people's favorite other pop stars or whatever. It's literally the record is doing the work, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah. So, I mean, for your new song, I believe you worked with Matilda Cole, I believe, on that one. I mean, what was that experience like? That's an awesome collaboration.
Yeah, I mean, she is incredible. She's absolutely incredible. She was on my last single, Where You Want Me, as well. We've got, I think we've probably got about 5 unreleased records that she's on. It's like a really healthy problem to have, but she could easily be on every single single because she is that good. Her writing is incredible, but her voice is so unique, and the way it lends itself to dance is like undeniable. So it's a good problem to have. But yeah, there's other songs with her on. I've had to like pitch her up at a few so she sounds a little bit different. But yeah, she's incredible, an amazing writer. The whole team on, I believe, was amazing.
Yeah, that's dope. No, like I said, that's just such an awesome collab to have between two incredibly talented people as well. So, I mean, from your perspective then, Gordon, if you were to describe it, how would you describe your music and what do you think makes it stand out from the crowd?
People keep saying we're having a deep house summer. There's always a trend. Last year it was the 135 BPM donk summer. Yeah, so I've always tried to not follow that trend, but also stand the test of time. Like if you listen to it in 10, 20 years, you'd still be like, this is a great song. So for me, it's always just those moments that you can have with your best friend, hands in the air, whether you're at a field at a festival or out in Ibiza, or a song like your girls or boys trip, one you can listen to in the car. It's just always songs that make you immediately feel something. They have an instant connection with you rather than just a here now, gone tomorrow type of song, which is fine, but it's not necessarily the kind of music that makes my heart sing. So it's always like just long-lasting memory records.
Plus, if you're trying to get your name out there as a standalone artist, you're going to want songs that are going to have longevity and that are going to stick with people, because, you know, it's like that's what gives you the retention, you know, it's like that's what gives you the name.
That's it. Because, you know, I can easily jump on a trend. Maybe I'll have to one day, but for now, I just really want to stick to my guns as to, you know, what makes my heart sing, and it's records like I Believe at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. So I mean, this has obviously been a big shift for yourself. Like you say, you went from one position of talking to musicians to now being the musician that talk to. What was the response from like your colleagues and your family and your friends about this shift? You know, what did they think? Did they see this coming a mile away? Because I think sometimes the people around you see it coming a lot more than you do in some cases.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, my family, they were the reason I started DJing. Like my dad used to drive me to my school discos that I used to do every single Friday and Saturday night in my local area. Like this was always in the stars for me, I guess, from my parents' point of view. Again, for the friends, like they were like, yeah, of course, it just makes total sense that finally you would start releasing your own music after playing other people's for so long. And colleagues, I think, you know, one of the big struggles I think that people have in the UK is you can only be seen sometimes to do one thing. Whereas like in America, you're allowed to do like multiple things. You can be an actor, you can be a voiceover artist, you can literally do whatever you want, sing a songwriter, and it's kind of celebrated. And I wish we were a little bit better at that here in the UK.
Yeah, it seems like a very natural career progression. You know, it's like it's all under a very similar umbrella to some degree, I guess. So I guess then on a sort of similar note, have you been affected by like any, because again, online trolls and stuff run rampant these days. Have you had any run-ins with people who have been like, what are you doing? Or this is rubbish? Or has it all been very positive?
It's pretty much positive. There was a guy that I had to block on TikTok only yesterday. If he was trying to get my attention, it worked, because he just kept saying, have you heard this song before you've uploaded it? Which I assume he was saying, you know, are you sure? But I quite like that. Like if they've got enough time to message me constantly, they must like me a little bit.
They're a fan, you know. At the end of the day, I think if you commit time to anyone online,
they're helping with the engagement. So keep it coming.
I've always said this, honestly. It's like when people leave a hate comment on one of my YouTube videos, I'm like, well, I'm getting the RPM. I don't know what you reckon you're getting out here. It's like
exactly,
mate. This is a win for me. Pivoting a little bit, then in your music, then have you managed to put any real life experiences or anything you've learned in your life into your music, or is that something that you plan on doing? You know, like any mental health run-ins, anything like that?
Not necessarily mental health, but I think when you're sat in a studio and it's like everyone's sort of looking at each other going, so what are we writing today? Which is normally how a session will start. We sort of go in with no agenda. It's literally a blank canvas. We'll look at the other writers in the room and be like, what do you fancy doing? I try and draw from whatever I'm feeling in that moment or have experienced. My notes section on my phone is full of just like words, quotes, memories, feelings, and I try and draw from those. So like, for example, I Believe, I mean, I'm getting married in a few weeks' time.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I just remember being like, there's always that one person that comes into your life and can just change everything. Maybe after a long period of dating, which I may have been quite guilty of. So I tried to draw on that for that record. My first single, Don't, that was just an all-out party tune. And Where You Want Me was kind of being about, in that moment, you're exactly where you want to be. And that's how I felt in that time. I wrote that last year as well, around the same time as I Believe. In fact, I think they were written like 3 days apart. So yeah, I try and draw as much as I can from personal experience, whilst also with the aid of the other songwriters that I work with to get their perspective too. It's always like a major team effort.
Yeah, it's a wonderful collaborative process, isn't it? And it actually links, funnily enough, onto what I was going to ask next. In how important do you view it to find other people in the music industry that are doing something similar to what you do, or something that can aid you in what you do?
Oh, it's hugely important. Like, honestly, nothing gets done without the help of other people. And it'd be so boring without other people as well. Like, I honestly thrive. I am the happiest when I'm sat in those studios with people that maybe I've never worked with before, and they become really great friends of mine, and I really, really enjoy their work ethic, and they make me think differently. Or people that I have worked with, and they're part of my team, and we know we're going to get a good song. There's nothing more, I guess, thrilling than having that blank canvas and leaving with a record at the end of it. So collaboration is key. I think a lot of people try and pretend they do it all, which I've never understood, because it's just way more fun way more fun to celebrate the people that you've managed to achieve this thing with.
So difficult doing it on your own, I imagine, as well. I can't imagine the strife of being like your own PR person, for example. Like, what a nightmare.
That's why we got Olivia. She's great.
Yeah, no, I for one couldn't be trusted, honestly. It's like, so obviously, us being student pages, we like to give advice to students that want to do whatever the person we're interviewing is doing. So for you going into music, what advice do you have about breaking into that world? Because it's so hard to get your name out there.
Yeah, it really, 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 really is. And it's not lost on me that I obviously started from a different position that maybe a lot of singer, songwriters, DJs, producers would. I was already, I guess, in the industry, albeit from another side. But the advice I always give to anyone who asks me this question is start now. Don't overthink it. Start now. Do you want to be a producer? Have you got a laptop? Buy Logic, buy Ableton. Start now. Don't put it off. Watch YouTube tutorials. Like, seriously, it's all out there, and it's never been so easy. And it kind of pains me to say that because it can make things oversaturated and it makes things even more competitive. But it's never been so easy to make music from a room like I'm in right now, in my house, just with this laptop that I'm talking to you from. Just start now, plug a mic in, just go for it, and upload your stuff to SoundCloud, get it on TikTok, obviously. The thing is, you just never know what's going to catch. It's so easy right now, not only to make the music, but for your music to be heard, easier than ever. So you just never know. And if you don't do it, you're missing out on an amazing opportunity that might be waiting for you. You just never know.
Yeah, you're not going to know if you don't try at the end of the day. So, I mean, we'll wrap it up with a really big open-ended question for you. What would you say in this whole journey has been your biggest challenge so far?
Whew, dude, biggest challenge.
It's rough,
so
isn't
far.
it? It's so open-ended. It could genuinely be anything.
Biggest challenge so far. That is a really tricky. I mean, look, maybe it's not the biggest challenge so far. Let me give you a few things. I find it. Do you know what? And this, I'm just gonna start small here because this is quite niche. But
Okay.
things like, have you ever thought about picking artwork before?
Picking artwork.
Right, as in what the artwork on your Spotify page, the artwork of your song. I've never thought about how difficult that is because this lives on forever. So, for example, my I Believe artwork, there was about 50 versions of this, which were all amazing, right? They were all amazing. So I was like, well, I don't know. They're all really good. But I had to think about the lyrics and where I would want people to hear this song. And like, weirdly enough, there are colors that match with certain songs. Like I do see colors when I make my music, and a few other people say the same. So I can see that. I landed on the purple, pinky, greeny thing. But there was like 50
so well,
versions of this. Yeah, it works really well. And I think you hear the song and you see this artwork and you're like, yeah, that marries up and that makes sense. For example, with the new single, I Believe, there was like 8 versions of that song. And I was making the most minute production changes, but they all built up to the final version that's out right now. And I was like umming and ahhing with certain like clap sounds. It's like, oh, A, is it B? Like even the kick drum, like these are all tiny things that add up to the big picture. So I think actually getting one record out, there is so much to it in the back end that people don't think about. That's just way more than releasing. So I think all of that has been a massive learning curve along the way. That would be my answer to you.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Very, very niche stuff. So, I mean, Will, thanks ever so much for talking to me. Just opportunity before you go. Go ahead, plug everything you got, the socials, whatever you got coming out, go for it.
Yeah, well, obviously the new single's out right now called I Believe. Check it out. I mean, it's not hard to find. If you want to follow me on Instagram or whatever, it's Will Manning. Like, seriously, could not be easier. So there's no excuse.
Nice. Right. Well, Will, thank you ever so much. I'll let you get off. This has been fantastic. Best of luck.
Nice one, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Anytime.
Enjoyed that. Appreciate it.